This was uploaded an hour ago too. 1% biker exposing the dark side of the Mayans MC.
Did Mayans MC get it
Of course,
right
it's
about
Mayans. We
outlaw
gotta see this.
motorcycle clubs? With Sons of Anarchy being such a smash in biker culture, I did a video on my perspective on it from someone who has earned a diamond myself for 1% club in real life. And I talked about what was on point and what was far-fetched. And I talked about Charlie Hunnam actually meeting up with a Hells Angels member, Chill Will, to really get the Jax Teller character on point.
Can't do shit. Org's
with
dead.
The Mayans being the rival to the Sons of Anarchy, I think to myself, are they supposed to be the Mongols or the Vagos, since Jax is playing like a pseudo Hell's Angel? My gut says the Mongols.
Pseudo Hell's Angel. They're more like Mongols.
On the Mayan show was actually affiliated. I'm not gonna put them on blast, but let me know in the comments, what show did you like better, Sons of Anarchy or Mayans? I'm gonna tell you about some of the experiences
SOA was better directed
on the Mayans that I seen that I think is accurate. Let's get into
Mayans
it.
would have been better if it had the same director the whole time. And it went like another 3 seasons.
Welcome to Demons Row. I'm Sos the Ghost. I'm
Rip.
your host for the evening. Now let's talk about the Mayans MC. Did they get it right? I'm gonna say that they did. The only thing I'm gonna say that I think was kind of far-fetched was the involvement with the cartels. If the clubs were distributing straight from the border like that, there would be some DA that would do everything in their power to have those vests hanging up on TV for that press conference for the biggest RICO in United States history. Because make no mistake about it, if they was to tie clubs with the cartel, that's what it would be. They RICO clubs for way less, unless the CIA or the feds are protecting the whole situation. Then it's possible. But I
now we're
would
just opening conspiracies.
Yep. Now I'm gonna keep it real. I'm super impartial because two of the characters on the Mayans are actually people I'm friends with. Frankie Loyal, that's Hank, and Joseph Lucero, who's Creeper. Now, one thing about this show that I think is awesome is that the actors, you don't see actors hanging out in the actual community that they played in the movie. If you're in California, you already know this, but for the people out of the state, these brothers ride in real life. And there are so many bike events, and Joseph does a lot with the changes possible. I missed out riding with him. I got really sick when I was in California, and I had to go back to New York. But when I was out there, they did a big charity ride. It would have been fun to go on the run with him, but we'll do it another time, definitely in the future. But Frankie and Joseph were not using stuntmen to ride. They ride everywhere. Frankie used to show up to film on the bike and leave on the bike, and a lot of other actors were like, damn, bro, you really like coming here with the bike and all that. Like, he was really moving like a real biker.
Vatos, dude. What do you mean?
Clubs, their as far as their characters, I can relate to them way more than Sons of Anarchy. Being Latino myself, I'm Puerto Rican. The vibe was just more my style. The dynamic with the club brotherhood, I feel like it was very accurate. And even their wars were very Mongols, Hells Angels.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy was just a better show. It was better directed.
Played by Emilio Rivera, wasn't the main character. I was looking forward to that.
Mayans was good, but
easy to be the Jax of
the first 2-3 seasons were amazing, but then it went to shit.
All throughout. He was, but he wasn't in the script enough. And when they first launched Mayans, I was excited for his character to have that top spot. I thought this was prime for him to have his breakout performance as a lead. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me on that. And what do you think about Easy being the main character? Now, Clayton, who played Angel Reyes, his brother, was an awesome actor. He gave me a strong club vibe and that comedic side. One of my favorite characters on the show, though, was Coco. I actually have a small interview with Coco too. I'll link that in the description when I met up with the Mayans MC in Las Vegas. Shout the Niner out there. Coco in real life came from a gang background, so he's super believable. The way they showed his life problems, him being out his daughter's life, and then her needing him, that's part of the game that people don't talk about. People don't think about the dedication that some outlaw clubs expect from you. Many lose their wives, the love of their children, and Coco's character displayed how dysfunctional the lifestyle could be. Not every club is like this. That's why I say hang around for a long period of time and find that club and find out if that club will one day tell you F your kids. I'm going to tell you a personal experience. One time when I was a nomad, I've never told this story before. I get a call and the president tells me, I need you to meet one of the chapter's presidents and escort them to Delaware. So to get on my bike and ride with them all the way to Delaware. He wanted me to ride from Connecticut to Delaware. So I asked him when, and he said this Friday. So I tell him this Saturday is my son's birthday party. I can't miss it. So he got mad.
Fix is like cookie in disguise.
Damn.
Imagine one of our gang was in disguise.
I mean, I get it, but
Wake up, Addison. Big day. New.
We had a little back and forth. So I called the brothers that needed the assistance and I asked them if they felt unsafe. Because if they feel unsafe, then, you know, I got to figure it out. And they were like, nah, why? So I said, Prez said you needed an escort. You know, I got my son's birthday this Saturday. They tell me it's fine. So I called the Prez and I spoke to him. So I call up the president and he says, I want you to go anyway. So I just let him know, like, listen, I don't know what you on, but I'm going to the party, bro. He was pissed off. I didn't give a shit. So a couple weeks later, people are telling me, oh, they said you didn't have the brothers back. And it turns out that that's not really your son. So let me give you some perspective here.
wait, what?
This is my girl's son. He's been living with me and around me since he was a baby. He's like 8 at the time.
Oh,
He
okay.
never seen his father. I have fed and clothed him for the majority of his life. And you, as a so-called brother,
That's how
is
we said
gonna
it at
say
first.
that
I was
that's
like, wait,
not
what?
really my kid. Like that cut deep. Like that's real disrespect, and that's not brotherhood. On top of that, they always push family first. If I was in one of these clubs that they're running like the mafia, and I took an oath, and
I was gonna
said,
say, most
"You are
clubs
my
don't
family
fuck with
first,"
that.
then I signed up for that.
It's an
and
actual
that's what I
club.
have to abide by. But I did not sign up
Family's
for
not
that.
first.
And nobody's in danger. There wasn't real help
club.
needed. So I'm just supposed to look cool for people that don't give a shit about me. I'm good. But always know what you signed up for. Now, one of my other favorite characters was Danny Pino. He played Miguel Galindo. Did an awesome job. He was a cartel leader on this show. But I don't like, at a certain point, he was like super dominant. And then at some point, they made him subservient to a female boss that was literally like a dwarf. I feel like that was some DEI at play. I'm tired of the whole Hollywood pushing these female bosses like females run hard in the streets. I'm sorry, they don't. The street does not care about inclusivity. That little chick wouldn't even speak up in real situations like
What
that.
the
That
fuck,
shit
dude?
is a psyop. Women are not running in these streets like TV is showing you. So if you some young chick watching this, do not get any ideas because you will get hurt on these streets. Now,
Fuck,
Michael
that example
Irby's
was
character,
hilarious.
Bishop, he annoyed me. He reminded me of everything that I hate about the culture. Not him personally,
Yeah, for
you know,
sure,
as a
for sure.
person. I mean, his character. That character he
excellent.
played, those people, they're all gun-ho when they're president of the club. But when they're not in a position of power, everything is
Most of the time, if you're in a club too, and like some shit's happening with your wife or your kids or whatever, sometimes the club will even step in and try to
doom and
help
gloom.
you. And
Like the position completes them.
It's like,
If
I
you're
don't
in
know
a
why they're
club
there.
or if you've ever been in one, you know people like this. That little president patch makes some dudes feel like
But
Superman.
everything's
It's
very
so
close to
lame. Like they have to have a title to feel relevant. I never needed that shit. That big fish in a small pond shit. There's a whole world out here. I'm trying to dominate in the world on the big stage. I was always a sergeant of arms, but that never made me feel special. So much so that when I went nomad, I was turning down positions left and right. Let me tell you something about some of the best brothers in every club are the ones that don't want the position. I think a president should almost be forced by the members to become a president because those who are capable.
I feel like a nomad would be
know
like
what
almost
that
the way to go
responsibility holds
with just
and
the way the
don't wanna
system is
do
right
it
now.
because they know they're gonna have to run things a certain way and not the lazy way, and it's gonna be a lot of time, a lot of things they're gonna have to go through. Those that are fighting for those positions will win clubs. Think about everybody you know that's fought for those positions and how the club was after that whole struggle. I've seen it myself. Now, Easy, the main character, being an informant and giving info on the club. We saw it in Black Rain when Ruben Doc Cavazos did the same thing to the Mayans M.C. But what happened to Easy didn't happen to Doc. The way the whole series ended, I didn't like it. It seemed like out of nowhere. There was a build, but the final scene with everyone taking a poke at Easy kind of gave me Julius Caesar vibes.
Dude, that's some
Like they
serious
went
ink.
for that
That's so
ending,
weak.
but overall, I like the Mayans better than Sons of Anarchy. Now, I will say, Jax is a better frontline babyface that you could get behind.
Yeah, I'll agree with that take. The show, like the way the culture around the MC, definitely Mayans, bro. But like the way the show was and just the
Easy
front
did
line
not
and the
make me pull
storyline,
for him.
yeah,
So I
for
can see
sure,
why
Jax.
people will like Sons more. because you could get behind Jackson more. Overall,
Facts.
you want to talk about the bikes, hands down, the Mayans,
Oh, yeah.
fire bikes. Shout out to Dirtbags California. I know he made Coco's bike and one of the other ones. I'm not sure if it was Angel, but yeah, they had the best bikes. Sons of Anarchy couldn't compare. But the way they dress and move and ride, it was more real life club to me. What do you think? Let me know in the comments and get your Ghost and beanies now. They're in all colors. They're on www.demonrow.com. I got another video where I
pretty sick.
review Sons of Anarchy. It'll be linked above. And thank you for tuning in to Demons
What
Row
SOA? Maybe we'll watch
TV.
that one too. Not right now, but
Holy
another
Grail
day.
of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment.
Oh, yeah,
No,
there it is right there.
yeah. We ghosting, baby.
Nice. I just saw that video on my For You or whatever like an hour ago, so I was like, oh fuck it, dude, let's watch it, man.